when a team needs a quarterback and has the top pick, they should take the potential franchise signal caller rather than trading down, as future QB classes are very unpredictable. This year's QB class was projected last year to have at least 5 guys in the first round of the draft, and we have one. That's it. Maybe you have a guy go in the second round, but you're only going to end up with one quarterback in the first round, and that's Fernando Mendoza. The Las Vegas Raiders former general manager Tom Telesco just said exactly what everybody else has been thinking, and that is that he would not trade the number 1 overall draft pick for any amount that would be offered. Why? Well, because according to him, he thinks that Mendoza is the guy to help the Raiders get to the promised land. And yes, there are a lot of holes that, while trading that away, could get you some other players to fill those holes. But the number 1 hole that the Raiders have is quarterback. You don't have a franchise quarterback, you don't have a winning team, especially in today's NFL. So Tom Telesco says, if I'm there, you can't offer me enough. I'm taking Mendoza, citing the rarity of the franchise's quarterback and the uncertainty of future draft positions. Telesco's stance is, he argues that when a team needs a quarterback and has the top pick, they should take the potential franchise signal caller rather than trading down, as future QB classes are very unpredictable. For example, this year's QB class was projected last year to have at least 5 guys in the first overall draft, or in the first round of the draft, and we have one. That's it. Maybe you have a guy go in the second round, but you're only going to end up with one quarterback in the first round, and that's Fernando Mendoza. But there were so many potentials that were supposed to be in the first round that just didn't happen. And that's why I agree with Tom Telesco here. You don't know what it's going to be next year. You don't know if the Manning kid is going to be all that in a bag of chips. And even if he is, what if he decides to stay in college another year? With these NIL deals, these kids are becoming millionaires and they're getting to live out their college life without having to hurry up and rush into the NFL. So you just don't know how things are going to pan out next year. The other thing is that when you look at Fernando Mendoza, he is a top prospect. Yes, I know he's not a super athlete, but what he does give you is that winning credibility, the ability to throw the ball all over the field, has more athleticism than pretty much any quarterback that we've had in years. And he is 6'5". He sees over the line. He's really good at pre-snap defense reads as well as those post snaps. So yes, we should, as Raiders fans, be hoping that the Raiders go ahead and get him. Now, with that, we also got to talk a little bit more about this Max Crosby thing. So apparently Max Crosby made some rap song to where he's talking about buying a house in the Bay. Some people say it sounds like the Bay. I just want to say Max Crosby has said it like a million times now that his dream home in Las Vegas is his home for the foreseeable future. I believe he said at least the next 15 to 20 years. So he has no intentions of building another house anywhere else. He has his dream house, his wife, his kids, like they're happy there in Las Vegas as far as the home goes. So the rap song, I'm not going to put any credibility to it. It sounds to me like he's saying the Bay, or as Vegas and not the Bay as in San Francisco. However, that being said, he did have the Rush podcast cuddling up pretty closely with Caleb Williams, the quarterback of the Chicago Bears, where it was seeming kind of like, there's a bond there, there's a friendship going on there, and maybe the Raiders, who are rumored to want to trade for DJ Moore, who is kind of the odd man out wide receiver, who could become the wide receiver number 1 for the Raiders, maybe there's a trade package where you get DJ Moore, and instead of giving a 4th round draft pick, he is your key player, and the Chicago Bears give you 2 first round draft picks. So there is always that possibility. Is Chicago a team that he would want to go to? Well, I mean, if you look at his podcast with Caleb Williams, they were buddy quite a bit. And that, as a Raiders fan, is a little bit concerning when you're that buddy with somebody of an opposite team, especially when there's all of these trade rumors going around. Now, again, do I think the Raiders are going to do this? And do I think the Chicago Bears would give up 2 first-round draft picks and DJ Moore to the Raiders for a guy who hasn't put up more than 10 sacks in a season the past couple of years? I don't think so. I don't think that that's going to be a deal that's going to happen. Is Max Crosby certainly worth that deal? In my opinion, absolutely. The guy is a baller. However, there has been some injury issues with him. And now the fact that the Raiders and him are seemingly not seeing eye to eye, maybe that's kind of a red flag for the Chicago Bears as well, because they got a lot of stuff that they got to deal with. I don't know. I'm just saying, don't kill me in the comments, but if you want to, go ahead. It is your prerogative. That being said, the combine is underway, and there are quite a few players that we're going to be covering here on the channel. If you want to check that out, I'll be dropping those over the next couple of days as the combine unfolds and we get some more video footage of these premier athletes that the Raiders and other teams could be looking at to draft. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.